All right, here we go.
Here we go, guys! Rolling! Rolling!
Park! Quiet, please, and action! Action! Action!
Go, 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 go!
John Carpenter's new action thriller, They Live, continues his spine-tingling tradition of Halloween, Starman, and The Thing.
All of my films, in one way or the other, are about people who are trapped in situations where they are no longer able to control what's going to happen to them, or where they are, or what they're up against. The heroes are people who must rise to the occasion and face either ultimate evil or something that is so extraordinary and outside the realm of their experience. But through it, they show great dignity and warmth and caring for each other.
The heroes in They Live must overcome a race of sinister aliens who live unseen among us, controlling our world.
Basically, what our spin on the story was that all the aliens are members of the upper class, the rich, and they're slowly exploiting the middle class, and everybody's becoming poorer, and everything we think about buying cars and having pools and condos and all the things that everybody strives for in America basically are created by this race of inhuman creatures that really just want to exploit us like a third world. And it's told from the point of view of the homeless. So it has a kind of a theme and a message to it, but basically it's an action film.
And action!
You know what I love to do?
What?
Have it come over low enough
Yeah.
and have one of the stunt guys jump off.
I think
Jump out of the back.
a lot of the heroes in my films are unlikely, are underappreciated. I kind of like that feel of somebody who's not so hip and rich and doesn't just cruise through every situation but has to struggle. That reminds me of most of us.
Excuse me. You need anybody? I got mowing tools.
Roddy Piper plays John Nada, and he's the hero of the film. The character that Roddy plays is closer to Roddy than one would think.
There ain't a lot of difference between John Nada and Roddy Piper, and that's for a reason. John Carpenter and I met at WrestleMania 3.
There's something about him that is unlike other Hollywood actors. He seems to have lived life.
I've been electrocuted, I've been stabbed 3 times, been in a plane crash, I don't know how many car crashes.
And after I got to know him, I thought, well, this is perfect. Let me give him a try in this role, because I think he has an enormous amount of talent, and he's very real.
And he started molding this particular character, John Nada, who is just a working class fellow who goes from town to town, and he doesn't take a handout, wouldn't take a handout for nothing.
He's a loner, and he's tough, and he's ugly, but he has dignity. Holly Thompson is a character in They Live who's basically a middle-class working woman who gets hooked into this entire thing.
Take it easy.
I hired Meg Foster to play her because I thought that Meg had a strength and a reality to her person, her performance, that would give this character some solidity. I was hoping that you would give me a little drawback like this.
You got it.
And a little, you know what I'm saying?
You got
a little.
You got it.
Bunko.
Working with John is wonderful. He's very comfortable, very professional, and we have fun.
Take a look, I'll show you.
God damn, that was great.
All right, Rod.
John Carpenter called on martial arts expert Jeff Imada to choreograph the complex action and realistic stunts in They Live.
1, 2.
I wanted to do a fight that was different than any other movie fight I'd seen. You usually see 2 guys stand up and the hero just quickly whacks the bad guys and moves on. And it seems like in the 80s especially, heroes are invulnerable. They just run with a machine gun, they kill everybody, they knock everybody down, and off they go.
Action!
I wanted to do this unique fight. And I brought Jeff Imada in, and I brought Roddy in, and we all sat around and talked about it, about what would make a fight unique in the sense that you haven't seen anything like this. and I wanted to utilize some of Roddy's professional wrestling techniques and knowledge.
I think I can do it better.
Co-star Keith David had worked closely before with John Carpenter on The Thing.
Action!
But interestingly, Roddy and Keith became real close friends during the shooting.
Cut. Brent, thank you.
And after they had kind of beaten each other silly, they became real close friends, and they would share ideas back and forth.
Roddy's great. I mean, he teaches me about this stuff. You know, reactions. You know how you get when you get punched and when you get hurt. You know.
Keith is wonderful. We've been teaching him how to fight, and I'm afraid we have discovered the next Ernie Shavers. This guy hits like a mule. He fights instinctively, and that's what's great about it, because he's just going, and that's the real deal.
You get to slug out, be slugged. You get to take a little bit. You get to dish a little out.
This here is going to be the closest to a real life fight that you're ever going to see.
All right? All right. And then pull him up. All right. Great.
I think everybody is potentially heroic, depending on what they're presented with in life. A lot of people who commit themselves to an ideal, raise children, work loyally, are heroes. I think we all have a little bit of that in us.
Action!
John Nada and myself parallel so much. I like the fact that he's very quiet. I'm known for being very flamboyant and very outspoken.
I met Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 3. It was his last match. And after I got to know him, I thought, well, this is perfect. Let me give him a try in this role, because I think he has an enormous amount of talent, and he's very real.
And he started molding this particular character, John Nada.
What are you in for?
I was electrocuted.
What?
Working this old power company in Oregon.
And he is John Nada, basically. That's kind of his life story.
He's just a guy that wants to mind his own business and starts to run into all kinds of difficulties that nobody else is noticing.
What do these things want, and why are they here?
They're free enterprisers. The Earth is just another developing planet. Their third world.
And he finds out something that nobody else in the world knows.
We could be pets, we could be food, but all we really are is livestock.
And so he tries to correct it, and in correcting it, he has to blow away a few people. There ain't a lot of difference between John Nada and Roddy Piper.
Starring in John Carpenter's new action thriller They Live is versatile actress Meg Foster.
So your name's Holly, right?
Holly Thompson.
And cut. Okay, and great deal. Bongi dongo. Hawama dongo. 75 here, 50.
The character I play is Holly Thompson, and she's an assistant programmer at a cable television station. John deals with, it seems to me, continually the ordinary man in exceptional situations. The rise of the individual, be it a male or a female. I admire his work, and after meeting him, I truly wanted to work with him. Plus, I like the script very much.
The heroes in They Live must overcome a race of sinister aliens who use human beings as a natural resource.
It has a great metaphor for what's happening now within the country. I mean, now with the homeless and with the economy being what it is, and the rich having and the poor having not.
Roddy and Meg had an unusual chemistry that we started rehearsing about a week before we shot, and they really got into the scene that they were doing.
Take it easy.
They were throwing each other around, and there was a lot of intensity going between them.
Look, lady, we're in trouble. The whole world's in trouble. They're all around us, and we never knew it.
Meg is a terrific actress. She knows her craft, and she knows what she's doing. And what happens, I find, when I'm working with her, she brings the best out of me.
1, 2, 3.
John Carpenter not only directed his latest action thriller, They Live, he also created its music.
Movie music is different than other kinds of music because it doesn't necessarily stand out on its own. It's a support system, and especially the way I do a score. I remember growing up listening to my father playing the violin or listening to classical music, and I would immediately have images come to my head.
And then pull him up. All right. Great.
All of my films, in one way or the other, are about people who are trapped in situations where they are no longer able to control what's going to happen to them, or where they are, or what they're up against. The heroes are people who must rise to the occasion and face either ultimate evil or something that is so extraordinary and outside the realm of their experience. But through it, they show great dignity and warmth and caring for each other. I would like to think that I could do what my characters do, given that situation that they're in. I don't know, maybe I'd run off screaming, but I'd love to believe it.